Hey, all right, so today I personally am trying something new. If you've tried eggplant before, I want you to comment yes in the comments below. And if you have not tried eggplant before, comment no in the comments below. I'm just kind of curious. But today we're gonna make an eggplant melt. And it sounds amazing, but I can't honestly say if I've ever really tried eggplant. It's one of those things where I just kind of avoided because I wasn't sure if I liked it. Silly, right? Especially as a health coach. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Erin Moore. I'm the founder of Success with More Nutrition. Went from tight size clothing. Yes, they were always tight size, like plus size, just into the plus size clothing. I refused to actually buy them. So tight size 17s, down to a 2-4, and maintained and lost again and again before and after the kiddos. So I went and bought an eggplant. I did a little live on my personal page on how to pick an eggplant the other day. But so basically, if it feels a little heavier than what you think, it might be the right one for you. You want to make sure that there's really not a lot of blemishes. I've already cut the top off, so imagine it with the top. You want to make sure that it doesn't have a lot of blemishes or any on there. And when you actually push in the skin, you should be able to see a light imprint of your thumb. That means it's actually ripe, and it's gonna be a little bit sweeter and not as tart, all right? And then usually the smaller ones are the way to go. So we're just gonna cut this in half for this recipe. And then we should see some seeds and things like that. So this is our eggplant on the inside. And then we're gonna be topping this with all the goods. I forgot the pan. I always feel like there's something that I forget. Again, if you've been watching these before, you know I kind of have that running joke lately of the bloopers. So anyway, so then we've got our eggplants, and I have the pan now that we're gonna be cooking them up on. The recipe, if you'd like this recipe and 31 others, just write 31, you're actually gonna get 32. This one and 31 other recipes will say to do 2 eggplants, but as I stated, this is new to me. So sometimes when I do a new recipe, I just do the recipe as is or half to make sure that we're gonna like it. So basically, we are gonna be putting some olive oil on the eggplant. And then that's step 1. We're gonna cook it for 25 minutes. So we'll go ahead and put that in the oven. That's step 1. So while that's cooking up and occurring, then we're gonna be getting the rest of the stuff ready. So we've got a mozzarella ball. You do not need a mozzarella ball that is this large, but it's what I had access to at the store. So we're gonna just take a couple of tomatoes and slice them, basically crosswise. We're gonna get the nice round pieces of the tomato because we're gonna be topping the eggplant with these in a bit. I'm gonna actually just keep that part to the side. I'm super excited for this. I love tomato mozzarella stuff. And then we're gonna also put basil on there. So this should be good stuff. I just don't know if I'm gonna like the eggplant or not, so we'll find out. If you have had eggplant before, I would love for you to type in the comments below. For the rest of us, your thoughts, opinions, feelings on eggplant. And then as always, it's nice to know who's new to the video. So if you're brand new, you've never watched any of my videos before, I have tons of tips and tricks on my fan page regularly about nutrition and overall health. I always share at least 1 recipe a week. And then we're gonna do the same thing with the mozzarella. Just slice it so that we have some nice round, thinner pieces to top this, hopefully, yummy eggplant. And then we'll be good to go. So I'll come back. We're letting that cook for about 22 more minutes. And I'll come back and we'll pop on some more and do a little bit more cooking. All right, so these are ready to come out of the oven for this first step. So we're just starting to cook those up, get them nice and soft. before we add this other stuff on for the toppings. So we've got the tomatoes here, so I'm just gonna lay them. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. So I will move this. It was just hot. So I had grab the right size here. All right, hopefully this angle is a little bit better. So now you can see what I'm doing. All right, so I just top those with the tomatoes, and then I'm gonna top them with the cheese slices here. And then if you have some fresh basil, my store was out of the fresh basil. So I actually love these little gourmet garden cups. If you ever need to use, I love them with my cilantro when I'm adding them to my eggs in the morning and stuff, because it's basically all the leaves already chopped up. With this, it looks kind of cooler, nice and pretty presentation. If you have the basil on the leaves, you can kind of put them a few places and it'll get all melted in and look really nice, but this will look good too. So I'm just gonna sprinkle the fresh basil that's already chopped right on top of here. And I like some basil, so I'm gonna go ahead and make sure there's plenty on there. So now we're gonna pop these in for about another 10 minutes, let that all get melty and gooey, and then we will have our eggplant melts. All right, so I'm super excited. I love anything with the smell of cooking basil. It's so yum. So these are now complete and done. We've got our melts, guys. And so I'm going to, off camera, test taste eggplant. Maybe I'll pop back on and let you know what I think. If you have some favorite meals you'd really like to see, kind of the lighter side of it, the healthier version, or just types of meals, like this could be really more of a snack, a lunch. This in and of itself probably isn't dinner, you know, but I'm gonna actually have it for lunch, so well as I actually like it. But so always give me some feedback on what you'd like to see. This really is for you. Down from plus size clothing, down to a 2-4, really here to break it down and keep it simple for you. So pop back on, get your tips and tricks all throughout the week, and just remember to keep it simple. Have a beautiful and healthy day. Bye. And the verdict? This is delicious. I don't know why I've been so afraid of eggplant all this time. I don't know if just like plain eggplant, which I don't even know if you're supposed to eat, just people eat plain eggplant, would be like the most delicious thing, but with cheese, tomato, a little bit of oil, and my favorite, basil, this is delicious, and it'll definitely be cooked again in my house. Again, if you want the recipe, type recipe below and let me know your thumbs up or thumbs down for this yummy eggplant melt.